Right, welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be tackling Rich Dad, Poor Dad
Oh,
by Robert
I
Kiyosaki.
classic.
A lot of you have requested a deep dive on this one, and for good reason. It's a personal finance, a classic,
Yeah, it's one of those books I feel like everybody either loves or hates.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And we're going to be looking at some excerpts today from the book itself to really get into the core ideas and the unconventional thinking about assets, liabilities,
Yeah.
what actually sets the wealthy apart from everybody else.
Yeah, and it's not always about working harder, right? Which is, I think, one of the things that this book really challenges is, that traditional thinking that, you gotta grind it out, you gotta hustle, you gotta work, work, work.
Yeah.
And this book really kind of flips that on its head.
Right off the bat,
Yeah.
Kiyosaki kind of throws us a curveball, right?
Okay.
He talks about growing up with two dads.
Right.
His biological father, the poor dad,
Yeah.
and his best friend's father, the rich dad.
Uh-huh.
And their views on money,
Couldn't be more different.
completely different, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the whole premise of the book, right? It's this juxtaposition between these two completely different philosophies about money and how they play out in real life. And that's, I think, ultimately what led Kiyosaki to question everything he thought he knew about money and finances.
Yeah, yeah, and he really highlights those stark differences in their mindsets about money and work.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he lays it out there
Yeah.
right from the beginning
Right, you've got, the love of money is the root of all evil.
versus the lack of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah. I mean, talk about starting at opposite ends.
Completely opposite
Right,
is.
that spectrum.
But it's those contrasting beliefs that I think really highlight how powerful those our early experiences with money are. They can really have a huge impact on our financial lives later on.
And he doesn't just talk about these ideas in a vacuum, right?
Yeah.
He uses stories,
He brings it to life.
vivid stories from his childhood.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so engaging. Like the one where he and his friend Mike try to get rich quick by collecting used toothpaste tubes.
9-year-old counterfeiting operation.
What could go wrong?
That's just classic, right?
That's crazy. But he's making a point with that, right?
Yeah.
That even though their plan was a little misguided,
Misguided, yeah, maybe a little.
it taught them some important lessons
Yeah.
about taking initiative, being creative, and sticking with it even when things get tough.
That entrepreneurial spirit that is really a major theme throughout the whole book. And another great example of that is when Rich Dad makes the boys work at his convenience store for 10 cents an hour.
10 cents an hour.
Seems a little unfair, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there was a bigger lesson at play there.
So it wasn't just about cheap labor.
Not at all. Not
Nah.
at all. He wanted them to experience what it felt like to be stuck in that kind of in a job, in a low-paying job, right?
Right.
And hopefully it would get them fired up enough to find another way, to think outside the box.
So create that feeling of man, I don't want to be doing this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that's
There's got to be a better way.
powerful motivator, yeah. And it doesn't stop there.
No.
I mean, what about the comic book library that they set up?
Ah, that's a great one. That's where that whole make money work for you concept starts to really take shape, right?
Yeah.
Because they found a way to create a system that was generating income even when they weren't physically working, which is a key principle of building wealth.
Yeah, that's a passive income in its simplest form.
Yeah, early stages.
Yeah, and that brings us to one of the most important ideas in the book, the difference between assets and liabilities.
Huge. Yeah.
I got to admit, this was a game changer for me when I first read it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a core concept that I think most traditional education just misses completely.
Completely.
And it explains it so clearly, with those simple diagrams.
Yeah.
An asset puts money in your pocket.
In your pocket, yeah.
A liability takes money out.
Out.
Right. And it uses, really vivid examples from the book,
Well, and that's what really, I think, blew my mind, was that a house, for example,
Yeah.
isn't always an asset.
Right. And that's what Rich Dad, Poor Dad really challenges,
Yeah.
A house can be a liability if it's, draining your cash flow with mortgage payments and taxes and repairs and all of that.
Right.
It's only an asset if it's actually generating income, if you're renting it out or something like that.
Right. And that shiny new car,
Oh, yeah.
definitely a liability.
especially with the depreciation costs.
Especially with the
I
depreciation.
mean, as soon as you drive it off the lot,
Yeah, it's going down.
it's losing value.
Um, so the rich then focus on building up their asset column,
Yeah.
right? Those
Yeah.
those things that are constantly working for them, putting money in their pockets.
Exactly. Exactly. While the poor and the middle class, often end up stuck in this cycle of acquiring liabilities that they think are assets.
Yeah.
And they're stuck in that rat race, always working to pay for things that are actually costing them money.
So we're starting to see the bigger picture here.
Yeah.
It's about understanding that cash flow,
Hmm.
right? Knowing where your money's going
Hmm.
and making sure it's working for you, not against you,
That's the key.
which leads to another one of the big ideas from this book. The rich don't work for money.
That's right. They make money work for them. Yeah.
Completely different way of thinking about wealth.
It is.
Yeah.
It's not about trading your time for a paycheck. It's about building a system, right? That generates income even when you're not actively working, even when you're sleeping.
Yeah, like the comic book library.
Exactly. They set it up.
They set it up and then it runs itself.
Let it run.
Yeah.
And even better, I mean, Kiyosaki talks about, starting his own corporation while he still had a job at Xerox. I mean,
Right, he was making good money.
yeah, he was already earning a good salary, but he wasn't content with just that.
Yeah.
He was already thinking like an entrepreneur. He was building his own financial future. He wasn't waiting for permission or security or anything like that.
He was taking control.
He was taking control.
Yeah, and that's inspiring.
Very inspiring.
And speaking of taking control, Rich Dad Poor Dad, um, dives into this world of corporations,
Yeah, corporations,
which can sound kind of intimidating.
for sure.
Um, but it's not just for big businesses, right?
No, absolutely not. And Kiyosaki does a really good job of explaining how, corporations can be powerful tools for building wealth, especially when it comes to taxes.
Okay.
And he even talks about this thing called the Robin Hood theory of taxation.
Robin Hood, like stealing from the rich.
Well, not stealing, but
Yeah.
it's more about how the tax system is structured and how wealthy people have historically used corporations to legally reduce their tax burden.
So it's about understanding the rules of the game
Yeah,
and using them to your advantage.
precisely. Yeah, and Kiyosaki's not advocating for cutting corners or doing anything illegal, right?
Right.
He wants readers to be aware of the tools and the strategies that are available to them
They're out there, yeah.
so they can make informed decisions.
And that brings us to the importance of financial education.
Hmm.
And Rich Dad Poor Dad makes it very clear that understanding money is crucial, and it's not something that most of us learn in school.
Right, right. It's a fundamental life skill that I think is often overlooked, and it's one of the reasons why so many highly educated people, doctors, lawyers, even accountants,
Yeah.
struggle financially because they might be brilliant in their fields,
Right.
but they haven't learned the basics of managing their own wealth.
It's like you're missing a piece of the puzzle.
Probably.
And that's why Kiyosaki stresses the importance of developing this financial intelligence, right?
Yeah.
It's about going beyond what's taught in textbooks. Seeking out mentors,
Yeah.
attending seminars,
Reading everything you can get your hands on.
right? Reading, constantly learning, expanding your knowledge base.
Yeah, being a lifelong learner when it comes to finances.
Yeah, and that's something you can start doing today, right?
Absolutely.
No matter where you are in your financial journey.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, it reminds me of this story he tells about this woman who wanted to be a best-selling author.
Hmm.
She had the talent, the writing talent, but she was so resistant to learning about the business side of things.
Yeah, the marketing, the sales.
Yeah, all that. And it's like she had all the ingredients, but she didn't know the recipe.
Right. Classic example of how, specialized knowledge isn't always enough. You need to understand the bigger picture, right?
That's the whole thing, yeah.
The financial and the practical aspects of success.
And one of the things that really, I guess, surprised me about Rich Dad Poor Dad was this emphasis on giving back,
Giving back. Yeah.
being charitable.
Yeah, that's an aspect that often surprises people, because it's not just about accumulating wealth for yourself. It's about using it to make a positive impact.
Right. And it's not just about, donating money either.
Yeah.
It's about, giving your time, your knowledge, your resources to help others.
Yeah. Yeah. Contributing to something bigger than yourself.
Yeah. And Kiyosaki learned from his rich dad that true abundance comes from this spirit of generosity.
Yeah, and that's a powerful concept, and I think it's a great place to wrap up this first part of our deep dive.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground already, but we're just getting started.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned for part 2, where
Two.
we're going to be exploring even more powerful ideas about overcoming fear and achieving financial freedom.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Welcome back to our deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Round 2.
In part 1, we talk about those contrasting mindsets of Rich Dad and Poor Dad.
Yeah, those fundamental differences.
Yeah, and how those really play out in their approaches to money, and we also touched on those core concepts of
Yeah.
of assets versus liabilities.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
And how important it is to make your money work for you,
Right, not the other way around.
not the other way around, and
Yeah.
how a lack of financial education can really hold people back.
Can really hurt. Yeah, even people who are, successful in other areas of their lives.
Exactly, and that's why it's so crucial to develop, that financial intelligence.
Yeah,
Become financially literate, take control of your financial future.
absolutely.
But there's another side to financial success
Okay.
that Rich Dad Poor Dad really really digs into, and that's the psychological side of
The
things.
mindset.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
mindset, because
Yeah.
you could have all the knowledge and strategies in the world.
All the tools, yeah.
Yeah,
But if you're letting fear kind of hold you back,
yeah,
it's going to be really tough to achieve your goals.
absolutely. And fear is
It's a big one.
a major obstacle for a lot of people when it comes to money.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
Fear of failure, fear of risk,
Fear of making the wrong decision.
fear of making a wrong decision.
Yeah.
But what sets the wealthy apart is that they don't let fear paralyze them.
Right. They don't let it control them.
They don't let it control them.
Yeah, they acknowledge it, they understand it's there,
Right.
and then they take action anyway,
Yeah.
in spite of it.
In spite of it. Yeah, and Kiyosaki uses this great story about the Alamo.
Remember the Alamo?
Yeah, to illustrate this
Huh,
point.
but and the way that Texans turned that defeat, right,
Right.
into a rallying cry.
Right.
Remember the Alamo. It's such a brilliant analogy for how we can view our own setbacks,
Okay.
It's not about dwelling on the failures.
Right.
It's about learning from them
Right.
and using them as fuel to move forward.
Okay, so it's about turning that fear into motivation,
Yeah.
into a determination to succeed.
Yeah, turn that negative energy into something positive.
Yeah, and Rich Dad Poor Dad,
Right.
it really encourages you to embrace those setbacks
Oh, yeah.
as part of the
Like
journey.
it's all part of the process.
Yeah.
Failure is not the opposite of success.
Right.
It's a stepping stone on the path to success.
And Kiyosaki talks very openly
Oh, yeah.
about his own failures
Very transparent about it.
and how those were essential to his growth.
He learned valuable lessons
Yeah.
from each one.
He even says, I think it's I've never met a rich person who has never lost money.
There you go.
So you're going to lose money.
It's part of the game.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's that willingness to take risks.
Right.
Right. To accept that failure is a possibility that I think separates, those who achieve financial freedom from those who,
Who stay stuck.
who stay stuck, who play it safe.
And it's about calculated risk-taking, right?
Yes.
Not just being reckless.
Not just, throwing money at anything.
Right.
It's about understanding that any investment carries some level of risk,
Right.
but not letting that fear, paralyze you.
Right. So it's not about avoiding fear altogether. It's about
Recognizing it.
recognizing it
Yeah.
and not letting it dictate your actions.
Exactly.
Because when you do that, you're limiting your potential,
You're missing out on opportunities.
missing out on opportunity.
Yeah, you're playing small.
And that's where this whole concept of I don't wants comes into play.
Oh, the I don't wants, yeah.
Kiyosaki highlights how focusing on what you don't want
Right.
can actually trap you
It can.
in the very situation you're trying to escape.
Yeah, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
Right. And he gives that example of his friend Richard,
Richard, yeah.
who was thinking about buying this rental property,
Uh-huh.
but then he listened to his neighbor,
The neighbor.
who was all doom and gloom about the real estate market.
Oh, it's going to crash.
Yeah. And he ended up backing out of the deal.
And he missed out. Yeah. Classic case of letting, the wrong voices influence your decision.
Yeah. So Richard's fear of losing money.
His I don't want to lose money mindset.
Yeah. It cost him a a potentially lucrative opportunity.
Exactly. And you see this all the time,
All
right?
the time, yeah.
I mean, it's so easy to get caught up in that negative thinking, that I don't want mentality,
I don't want
and
it.
it can really limit you.
Yeah, it's like you're so focused on avoiding these negative outcomes
Right.
that you don't even see the
The
possibility,
positive
the
one,
positive ones. Yeah.
yeah, you're so busy trying to avoid the potholes that you miss the beautiful scenery.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It is.
Yeah.
If you believe you're going to fail or you believe you're not capable of achieving something,
Right.
you're far less likely to take the actions needed to make it happen.
And Kiyosaki even links laziness to this fear-based thinking.
Oh, interesting.
Right. It's like you become so overwhelmed
Overwhelmed, yeah.
by the potential for negative
I
outcomes
know.
that you just,
You just shut
yeah,
down.
you shut down. You avoid taking action altogether.
It's a form of self-sabotage.
Self-sabotage.
We tell ourselves, "Oh, I'm too busy," or "I'm not ready,"
Yeah.
but deep down, I think we're often just afraid to step outside our comfort zones.
Yeah, and it all comes back to taking control of your thoughts,
Your mindset.
your mindset,
Yeah.
and choosing what you focus on.
What you focus on expands.
Because those thoughts, they directly impact your actions,
They do.
and your actions shape your reality.
It's a chain reaction.
It's a chain reaction.
Yeah, your thoughts create your feelings create your actions, your
Yeah.
actions create your results.
And this is where financial education plays such a crucial role,
Yeah,
right?
that's sleep.
The more you understand about money, the more confident you become
Yeah.
in making those financial decisions.
The more empowered you feel.
Yeah, it's like that fear, it starts to melt away
It does.
as your knowledge grows.
Yeah, knowledge is power,
Knowledge is power.
especially when it comes to finances.
Absolutely.
Because when you understand how money works,
Right.
you're not so afraid of it.
Yeah. Right. It's not this mysterious,
Yeah, this big scary monster.
yeah, monster under the bed
Exactly.
and rich dad, poor dad. It really it challenges some of that traditional financial advice
It does,
that
yeah.
we've all been given.
Yeah, it kind of throws the rule book out the window.
Yeah, like pay yourself last.
Oh.
Kiyosaki flips that on its head.
He says pay yourself first.
Pay yourself first.
That's right.
Yeah, so most people are taught to pay their bills first.
Right. Take care of your obligations, and then whatever's left over you can put towards your,
Towards yourself.
your savings or whatever.
Yeah.
But Kiyosaki says, no, you should be putting money towards your financial goals before anything else.
So it's about making yourself
Your future self.
and your financial well-being a top priority.
Exactly.
Okay, but how do you pay yourself first
Right. That's the question.
when you're, barely making ends meet?
Yeah, how do I pay myself when I don't have enough to cover my bills?
Right. But Kiyosaki says that very pressure, that need to cover your expenses,
Okay.
forces you to become more creative, more resourceful.
Okay.
You're going to be more motivated to find new ways to generate income.
Okay. So it's about shifting your mindset,
Shifting your mindset.
shifting your priorities.
Yeah.
Treat your financial goals as non-negotiable.
Exactly. Make it a habit,
Yeah.
Just like you wouldn't skip paying your rent.
Right.
You shouldn't skip paying yourself.
Right. And it aligns with this whole idea of building that asset column, right?
Absolutely.
Creating those income generating vehicles
That's right.
that will lead to financial freedom.
Yeah, paying yourself first is the first step in that process.
And that brings us to another point that Rich Dad Poor Dad makes about professional skills.
Okay.
And it's not just about, what you know.
It's about what you do with what you know.
It's about how you use that knowledge
Yeah.
to build your own business, to acquire these income generating assets.
Create value
Right.
in the marketplace.
So there's a difference between your profession and your business.
That's right.
Yeah.
Most people spend their lives working for someone else, building their business,
Right.
instead of focusing on building their own.
It's like we're so focused on climbing that corporate ladder
Yeah.
that we forget to build our own financial foundation.
We're trading our time for someone else's wealth.
Yeah, and that's why Rich Dad Poor Dad encourages you to develop your financial intelligence alongside your professional skills.
You got to have both.
You got to have both, yeah.
Yeah, you need the skills to succeed in your chosen field.
Right.
But you also need to understand how money works,
How money works.
how to invest it, how to create a system
Right.
that generates wealth.
Regardless of your profession.
Exactly.
And it challenges that traditional idea of specialization.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It suggests that having A variety of skills.
A diverse skill set
Yeah.
can actually be more valuable.
More valuable. Okay. Yeah. When it comes to building wealth,
So be well-rounded.
be well-rounded, be adaptable.
Yeah.
Be someone who can recognize opportunities that others might miss.
And Kiyosaki even suggests that young people should choose jobs based on what they'll learn
That's interesting.
rather than just how much they'll earn.
It's a long-term vision.
It's a long-term vision.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're
They're
learning.
growing.
We're building skills. We're taking control.
We're taking control.
But where do we find guidance along the way?
Well, that's where mentors come in.
Mentors, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Rich Dad, Poor Dad really emphasizes the importance of seeking out people who have already achieved what you're striving for.
Right.
And learning from their experiences, you know.
It's like having a guide, right?
A guide, a coach.
Yeah.
Someone who's already navigated the path you want to travel.
Right.
And can help you avoid the pitfalls.
Just like Kiyosaki had his rich dad.
Yeah. As a mentor.
As a mentor, guiding him and challenging his thinking about money.
Exactly. And it's not just about finding mentors. It's about being open to learning from everyone.
Everyone. Okay.
Even those who might seem, less successful on the surface.
Okay.
Kiyosaki emphasizes that everyone has something valuable to teach.
Right.
If you're willing to listen.
Okay, I'm curious about that story that Kiyosaki tells.
Okay.
About the guy who's complaining that his car wasn't running watt.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
What's the lesson there?
Well, I think that story really highlights how talented people often undervalue themselves.
Okay.
And their skills. The mechanic in that story,
Right.
he was incredibly skilled.
Right.
But he was probably earning far less than he could have.
Right.
If he understood the business side of things.
Okay, so it's not enough to just be good at something.
Yeah.
You need to know how to leverage
package it.
those skills.
Okay. Yeah. Market it, sell it.
In a way that creates financial abundance.
Exactly. And that's a theme that comes up again and again in Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Right.
That importance of developing both specialized skills and a strong understanding of business principles.
Okay, so like having both the creative talent and the business savvy.
Yeah, you got to have both.
Yeah, okay.
To really succeed in today's world.
What about that story of the artist who inherited some money?
Oh, yeah.
And he decided to go all in on advertising.
And it didn't quite pan out the way he hoped.
Not quite, yeah.
Well, that story, I think, illustrates the importance of understanding marketing and sales.
Okay.
You can have the most amazing product or service in the world,
Right.
but if you don't know how to reach your target market and persuade them to buy, you're not going to be successful.
So it's not enough to just create something great.
Yeah.
You need to know how to get it out there.
Get it in front of the right people.
In front of the right people?
Yeah.
Make them want it.
Make them want it. Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about taking action.
Taking action, yeah.
Overcoming fear.
Overcoming fear. Yeah.
Developing that financial intelligence.
Yeah.
But what about giving back?
Giving back.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad stresses the importance of being charitable.
Yeah.
And not just as like a moral obligation.
No, not just a do-gooder kind of thing.
Right.
Kiyosaki frames it as a strategy for creating abundance.
Okay.
He learned from his rich dad that true wealth comes from this mindset of generosity.
It's like that idea that the more you give, the more you receive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about creating this positive flow of energy and abundance in your life.
So it's not just about taking
and accumulating.
Accumulating, yeah.
Yeah, it's about contributing. Sharing your resources.
Oh, right. And that can be done, in so many different ways. That donating to charities, supporting causes you believe in, mentoring others, offering a helping hand.
Yeah, paying it forward.
Yeah.
Being a force for good in the world.
Okay, so as we wrap up this part 2 of our deep dive, I think it's clear that Rich Dad Poor Dad is about so much more than just money.
It is.
Right.
It's a philosophy.
It's a philosophy.
The way of life.
It's a way of life.
Yeah.
It's about shifting your mindset.
Your mindset, yeah.
Taking control of your financial future.
Absolutely.
And ultimately creating a life of freedom and abundance.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
And it all starts with that shift in mindset, right?
It does.
Understanding that true wealth
True wealth.
isn't just about how much money you have.
It's not about the numbers.
Yeah, it's about your financial intelligence.
Yeah, it's about your knowledge, your skills, your mindset. Yeah.
And your ability to make money work for you.
For you. Exactly.
Okay, and that's exactly what we'll be exploring in part 3 of our deep dive.
Yeah.
Those practical steps and strategy.
How to.
How to.
Yeah.
For turning the wisdom of Rich Dad, Poor Dad
Yeah.
into real world
Results.
financial success.
Financial success. Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Stay with us.
All right. So welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
The grand finale.
We've covered a lot,
Yeah.
from those contrasting mindsets
Just two dads.
of Rich Dad and Poor Dad
Yeah.
to the importance of financial education, overcoming fear, all that good stuff.
All the foundational stuff.
Yeah, the foundational stuff.
Yeah.
But now it's time to get practical.
Rubber meets the road.
Yeah, how do we take all these amazing ideas and actually turn them into
Real world results.
real-world financial success?
Right. Because it's easy to, get inspired by the book, read all the stories, but then it's like, okay, what do I actually do?
Yeah, where do I even begin?
Right.
What are those first steps?
Well, I think one of the most fundamental pieces of advice that Kiyosaki gives is to mind your own business.
Mind your own business.
Now, before you think, oh, I got to quit my job
Yeah.
and become an entrepreneur overnight, remember that this is really about shifting your focus, right?
So you're not saying that everybody needs to become a business owner?
No, not necessarily. It's more about using your time and your resources to build your own asset column
Right.
rather than just working to make someone else richer.
Okay, so keep your day job, but start thinking like an investor.
Exactly.
Okay.
Start acquiring assets that put money in your pocket.
Like
Yeah.
what kind of assets are we talking about?
Well, rental properties,
Okay.
businesses that generate passive income, stocks, bonds, even intellectual property that can generate royalties.
Okay, so there's a lot of different options.
There's a lot of different ways to build that asset column.
Okay.
But the key is to start thinking about it intentionally.
And Rich Dad Poor Dad is big on this, on keeping expenses low
Oh, yeah.
and reducing liabilities, right?
Living below your means?
Living below your means is like
Yeah.
you're creating a solid financial foundation
Yeah.
so that you have the resources
Right. So you have the capital to invest.
to invest, yeah.
To invest in those income generating assets.
And it's not about deprivation.
No,
Right,
not at
right.
all. It's about giving yourself the financial freedom to pursue opportunities that others might miss.
Yeah, and it reminds me of how Kiyosaki talks about rich people buying luxuries last, while the
Yeah.
poor and middle class often buy them first.
Right.
It's that,
Instant gratification versus
delayed gratification.
delayed gratification. Yeah.
Invest in your future self.
Your future self will thank you.
Okay, and speaking of investing, Rich Dad Poor Dad encourages you to think outside the box
Think differently.
when it comes to finding opportunities. Right?
Yeah. Be creative.
Be creative. Yeah.
It's not just about stocks and bonds and mutual funds,
Right.
Kiyosaki talks about things like tax lien certificates,
Okay.
real estate,
Okay.
as alternative ways to generate income.
Good.
He wants you to, explore different asset classes.
Be open to new possibilities.
Yeah, be open to possibilities that others might overlook.
Okay, so get creative. And one of the recurring themes in the book, it's this the importance of taking action.
Oh, yeah,
You can't just
sit there
sit there and read the book
and read the book, yeah.
and expect things to happen.
Yeah, and expect things to happen.
You got to actually put those ideas into practice.
So how do you do that? Well, Kiyosaki provides all those practical tips, find a mentor, attend seminars, read books on specific investment strategies, learn from the experts.
And don't be afraid to make offers.
Yeah, don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Even if you don't know what the right offer is.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta take a shot.
Yeah, it's better to try than to just let
Than to let fear hold you back.
than to let fear hold you back, okay, and be willing to negotiate.
Always be willing to negotiate.
Yeah, and don't let the possibility of rejection stop you from putting yourself out there.
It's part of the game.
Yeah, it's part of the game. And Kiyosaki also talks about shopping for bargains
Oh, yeah.
in all markets.
In all markets, yeah.
It's about understanding that opportunities can arise.
In any economic climate.
Yeah, in any economic climate.
Yeah, whether the market's up, down, sideways.
Be ready to capitalize.
Be ready, be prepared, be a savvy investor.
Okay, so Be that savvy investor who's always, looking for those deals
Always looking for deals
and can act decisively.
when the right one comes along.
Okay, another piece of advice that really resonated with me was to think big,
Think big. Yeah.
even if you're starting small.
Even if you're starting with, a few dollars to invest,
Yeah,
have a grand vision
have that grand vision
for what you want to achieve.
for what you want to achieve. Okay, so set those ambitious goals.
Set those goals high
Okay,
and then break them down into smaller, actionable steps.
and then you can start working towards them.
Yeah, and you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish when you have that clear vision
And a plan.
and a plan to get there.
Okay, and finally, Rich Dad Poor Dad encourages you to learn from history.
Learn from history. Yeah.
Study the successes and failures of those who came before you.
Stay on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah, stand on the shoulders of giants and extract the wisdom from their experiences.
The principles of wealth building have been around for centuries.
Okay.
Those who are willing to study them and apply them can
Mhm.
achieve incredible results.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Rich Dad Poor Dad,
Yeah.
it's clear that this book is so much more than just a financial guide.
It's a blueprint for a completely different way of thinking about money,
Yeah,
about wealth, even about life itself.
it's a call to action.
It is.
To become financially literate, take control of your financial future, and create a life of freedom
Freedom and abundance.
and abundance.
Yeah.
And it all starts with that shift in mindset, right?
It does.
Understanding that true wealth isn't just about how much money you have.
It's about your financial intelligence.
Financial intelligence, yeah.
Your ability to make money work for you.
Yeah, and here's a question I think for everyone to consider
Okay.
as you reflect on everything we've discussed. If you stopped working tomorrow, how long could you survive financially?
That's a good one.
That's a measure of your true wealth.
That's a real test.
And it's something you can start building today
Absolutely.
by applying these lessons.
These lessons that we've been exploring.
Yeah, that's such a powerful question.
It is.
And it's a reminder that financial freedom is within reach
It is.
for anyone who's willing to put in the effort to
learn, to grow.
to grow and to take action.
Take action.
So go out there, embrace the journey, and remember, you have the power to create the financial future you desire.
You do. It's all in your hands.
Well, that's it for our deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We hope you found it enlightening, inspiring, and maybe even life-changing. And until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.